Da, Diolch, Dim Probs. Hi guys, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you a record that I picked up at Platebutikken Big Dipper yesterday. So what were I saying there in the beginning? Well, I said good day, and then I said thank you, and then I said no problem in Welsh. And Dim Probs, no problem, is the new album by Gruff Rhys, my favorite, at least my Welsh favorite artist. So I got a CD and I got a vinyl copy of his brand new album, and I thought I would show those to you today. So let's start with the CD. I have most of Gruff Rhys' solo work on CD. Not his previous album. For some reason I never got around to getting that on a CD. I did get the vinyl. It happens a lot with the artists that I do try to keep up my CD collection as well as adding to my vinyl. It gets a bit too much, but so yeah, brand new album. It's I think it's a new label, Rock Action. And this CD, have I ever seen one of these before? It's made in Poland. If you can make that out. Yeah. Well, anyway. So you often get vinyls made in the Czech Republic or Czechia. But a CD made in Poland, that was a new one. So if you are one of the people who stumble into this without knowing me or knowing who Gruff Rhys is, well, I am a big fan of Welsh bands and Wales, even though I'm a Norwegian, Danish, Swedish person. I won't say that it started when I went... Well, I went to film college in Denmark almost 30 years ago now, and I made friends with in particular one Welsh student who was a Welsh language person. Well, both the Welsh students, they were actually Welsh language persons. And he is the one who introduced me to Super Furry Animals, as well as Catatonia. From before that, and that might have been one of the things that got us talking together, I love Manic Street Preachers, who are also, of course, a Welsh band. And I did travel around Wales a little bit on Brit Rail when I was 17 years old, so a few years prior to that. So the artwork is funny. It's a little drawing of a dog on a flying carpet with a big hat on, drawn on what appears to be an envelope. So I might incorporate that in a little bit of a artwork of my own in the thumbnail of this video. So this CD is a gatefold. Now, Gruff sort of rose to prominence through Super Furry Animals, of course. Prior to that, he was as a very young Gruff Rhys, he was in a band called Fuck Offy Paub, which means everybody's coffee beans, but phonetically sounds like something else in English ears. Probably why. And there's some, and then later on, of course, alongside I think the drummer from his first band, he and other members from the Welsh music scene got together and created the band Super Furry Animals, mid-90s, and a great band it was. During some downtime, after I think about their sixth album or something like that, which didn't sell very well, and they parted ways with their bigger record label. He recorded and released his first solo album, which contained mostly tracks that weren't maybe, correct, as it were, for Super Furry Animals. And it's funny, the story goes that when Super Furry Animals started playing and he started singing in English, a record label rep that they had been talking to said after a concert something like in the order of, "Oh, great show, I love the music, but you should try and sing more songs in English." And Gruff and the band looked at him and said, "Dude, we were singing in English." And because when Gruff was recording the first songs for Super Furry Animals, that was the first time he was recorded singing in English. And I think he joked saying something in the order of, he sounded like he had a different English accent, not only on each and every song, but through, that like he was changing accents through in the middle of songs as well, because this wasn't his main language and this wasn't the way he normally performed. And so his first solo album was in a Welsh language solo album. And out of all his solo albums, I think this is now the fourth or the fifth Welsh language mainly album. And even Super Furry Animals released a pure Welsh language album called Mung or Main, and which is still the best-selling Welsh language album in I think US history it was. So yeah, that was the new album on CD. And now let's have a look at the vinyl. So I haven't listened to any of the songs on this yet. I'll start doing that. That's one of the reasons I'm hurrying up and making this video, because I want to listen to my record. I got this from, like I said, from Big Dipper here in Oslo. I was trying to order a copy online from the UK. Would have ended up costing me more, because there were some copies out there signed by Gruff with like a speech bubble, and it just said Gruff or something like that. And I would have loved to have something signed by Gruff. I don't, but yeah. So Gusgaid Coir Oren, orange vinyl pressing. It's an orange vinyl pressing of Gruff Rhys' new album. I'm sorry to all Welsh-speaking people out there for my terrible, not so banging Welsh accent, but it's all done with love in my heart, as it were. So there are 12 songs. I don't think I'll read the song titles for you, because I'll just butcher the beautiful Welsh language. So yeah, no, I ended up with this Norwegian, buying this from a Norwegian record shop, because I have since seen that would have been possible for me to get a signed copy from elsewhere, but I had already pre-ordered this from the guys over at Big Dipper, so there you are. And there's the record. And if I haven't, unless I missed something, I think this is the only alternative to the black vinyl out there. I love this little artwork, I must say. Yeah. So that was my showing you Gruff Rhys' brand new solo album. Well, I don't know if we could keep calling it solo albums. He's no longer with Super Furry Animals. The other guys have gone on to make albums together, but as what was it again? It seems to be a concluded chapter in Gruff's musical life, as it were. As a little bonus, I just thought I would show you that before I picked up these records, I went to the second-hand record shop here in Oslo, Råkk'n'Rålls, and I picked up some 45's, and since a couple of them are actually, relevant to this, I thought I would show them in this video and not a separate video. Right, so let's start with this one. This is Nearer Than Heaven, which I, if I now remember correctly, was the debut single of the Delays, another wonderful English band, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. Started a couple of years into the 2000s. I think this single came out in 2003. Yeah, and the debut album came out that year. The singer-songwriter has since passed away, unfortunately. Wonderful band, the Delays. And I got Give It a Day by Pavement. Those who follow me know that I've been on a real Pavement and Stephen Malkmus kick of late. And this is from the album Wowie Zowie. A lot of their singles are actually listed as EPs because they tend to contain songs, extra songs. So this has 4 songs on it. And I think the extra track is I Love Perth. Now this is a misprint, by the way, if you look it up on Discogs. And because on the A side there's this artwork. And then on the flip side, you have all the 4 songs listed, and it says that it's 33 RPM, and that is in fact a misprint. This is 45 RPM, and I hadn't read the misprint, so I played it at 45 RPM right away. So I didn't have that unfortunate experience when you play it at the wrong speed. And then I got the Charlatans, Just Looking / Bullet Comes. So this was the second single from their self-titled 4th album, which I should have mentioned in my thread video, which someone else did. And this is a double A side, by the way, of that wonderful track. We want to check that out. I actually made a short already with this on it. And like I said, relatable to the Gruff Rhys record, I got this one. This is Super Furry Animals with the song Play It Cool and Pass the Time. This was a single from their second album, Radiator. Now, this has actually never been opened. And it's a special poster pack. Now, I want to play this, and I don't think, having spent probably 28 years in this shrink wrap has done this cover any favor. So let's have a look at it, shall we? In fact, the shrink wrap has become quite brittle. Yeah. Should I keep this little sticker somewhere, maybe? So the Super Furry Animals did do a few of these poster singles. Let's see here. So we have the single information on one side, the rest is blank, and then we have the poster. So that's cool. Look at the single. Comes in one of these. There's one of those send away for information with a picture of their first album, Fuzzy Logic. And the single with the, well, I guess we'll have to call it a dog on the label there. And finally, even more relatable to this is the other single that I found, and this is Gruff Rhys Candy Line from his second solo album, Candy Line. And if you see here on the back, that's the candy line there, and there it is dismantled. This single unfortunately came with a cardboard that you could put together and make one of these, and it was not present in this single, unfortunately. Otherwise, it looked very good. Already played it, and there's the information there. On the flip side, we have the candy line. So guys, I hope you enjoyed checking out my Gruff Rhys record today. I keep telling myself I should say this at the beginning of the video, but again I forgot. Please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, well, that makes me happy, and I hope to see you guys soon in another video. Take care. Bye bye.